Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of mine where we're going to be covering the latest news stories surrounding Chelsea over this international break. Lots to cover, lots of developments. Chelsea targeting new centre-backs in the upcoming January transfer window to replace Levi Colwill, who currently has the long-term ACL injury, who is making steady progress on that. Rumours about Chelsea acquiring and purchasing Santos from Brazil to be part of that multi-club model in addition to Strasbourg. We're going to be covering the World Cup qualifier game that happened between Turkey and Spain and Andre Onana's confirmed move to Trabzonspor. Here we go, confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. So lots of news to cover. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Leave me your thoughts, opinions on each news story that I cover. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, the biggest news story of the last couple of days was broken by Simon Johnson of The Telegraph. Simon Johnson, who used to, I believe, was a well-connected Chelsea journalist. This was 2-3 years ago. And recently, he has fallen down a couple of tiers. He isn't as reliable as, for example, likes of Fabrizio Romano and Matt Law, who are more accustomed to what's going on with Chelsea currently and keeping abreast of developments. But despite all of that, Simon Johnson still has that credibility. He still has that reliability as well. And he's just broken a news story that is fresh, that's just come out about an hour ago. And it is that Chelsea are seriously considering to make a move for a new centre-back in the upcoming January transfer window, which is about 3-4 months away, to replace Levi Colwill. Now, couple of things with this. One, if that news story has just broken out, it's either because Levi Colwill's injury is going to be longer, it's going to take longer to heal than we initially feared, which again is really bad news because despite his ACL injury, we were told that he might be back if he's lucky in March, most likely April, early May sort of time, because obviously he's done his anterior cruciate ligament and they take 8 to 9 months and he's had surgery on that as well. Now, the reason why this report has come out as a theory is because Levi Colwill's injury is actually worse than what the hierarchy thought, and therefore we need someone to replace Colwill. More specifically, his attributes and his traits. We have about 6 or 7 centre-backs on the books. It's not a quantity issue. We don't have to have makeshift midfielders come into centre-back. That's not the problem here. Colwill is instrumental in how Enzo Maresca likes to play his football. He likes his centre-backs, his left-side centre-back, to play out from the back, to be able to break lines of his passing. And that is exactly what Levi Colwill does. The issue that we have is, well, there's a couple of issues that we have. The first issue is we don't have another centre-back in the squad that has the similar quality or attributes that Levi Colwill provides on the pitch. We have Tosin, who's, for me, a very reliable and solid centre-back. We have Chalobah. We have other centre-backs available, but they simply cannot replace what Levi Colwill provides in a team. And so during the transfer window, when I heard about the Colwill injury, for me, it was absolutely imperative that we dipped into the market to sign a new high-quality centre-back that has the similar attributes. Now, part of the reason why we didn't proceed is, we didn't want to block Aaron Anselmino's development because there's a lot of promise, huge prospects, and I actually think long-term Anselmino will be that guy for Chelsea in centre-back alongside Colwill. He's doing phenomenally well on loan at Borussia Dortmund. They're also talking about Sarr at Strasbourg as well. Again, keep your eye on Sarr as well, another quality centre-back. Chelsea, didn't want to block their paths in terms of development, but 2, if you remember as well, we have those UEFA implications that is not only affecting us this summer, it's due to affect us next season as well, which is a massive shame. So because of financial UEFA implications, and because they didn't want to block the paths of Anselmino and Sarr, that's why I believe they didn't pursue a centre-back in a window just gone. However, that is a different case in January, a completely different story, because one more injury to our starting centre-backs, one more injury, Wesley Fofana, Trevor Chalobah, Tosin, one more injury to these guys, and we are in big trouble. People are talking about mounting title challenges. It's not about that. It's about securing Champions League football again. If we get another significant injury to another centre-back, you can kiss Champions League football goodbye. It is absolutely important that we address this area. Now, Simon Johnson also reported in this article that don't be surprised as an option if the UEFA implications are still in place, that we are in fact going to recall one of Sarr or Anselmino back to Chelsea, depending on how they get on at their respective clubs. So leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. In terms of centre-back targets, we haven't been informed in terms of what those look like. So who would you like in terms of realistic targets? Let me know what you guys think. Ideally and realistically in January, who would you want to sign if money wasn't really an obstacle? Because money isn't an obstacle to Chelsea when it comes to us, but obviously we have restrictions with FFP and PSR and these UEFA rules. But if it wasn't an object and if it was relatively realistic, who would you want Chelsea to sign in the January transfer window? Now, in other news, in the world of football, Andre Onana has completed his loan move to Trabzonspor. Now, does surprise me slightly. I did say one key point a few days ago in my last video, and I said that the Saudi Arabia window and the Turkish window is still open. So if we are trying to offload the likes of Sterling and Axel Disasi, those are the sort of clubs that we can target. Now, Trabzonspor, a very big club in Turkey. I'm Turkish. They are the fourth biggest club in Turkey. A very good move for them. Andre Onana is not a bad keeper. I'm saying that as a rival fan. He is not a bad keeper. I need to make that very clear. I know a lot of people like to banter. I like to banter as well. And he's made many, many mistakes. He is not a fantastic keeper. He's not a great keeper. I don't think he's a good keeper, but he's not a bad keeper. And for someone like Trabzonspor in the Turkish league, I think he will do very well. What I also think about Onana is his shot of confidence. Where he had a very robust system at Inter Milan, and he was touted as one of the most up-and-coming and amazing ball-playing goalkeeper, that hasn't translated at Manchester United. At Manchester United, he's been completely exposed because he doesn't have the defensive structure. His technique when it comes to saves isn't the best. And actually, he isn't as good with his feet as we initially thought. So a lot of issues creeping up with Andre Onana, but I think for all parties, him included, European football, first team football, salary covered. United, they get to offload him because they just signed a keeper from Anderlecht, I believe. So I think for all parties, very, very good move. I think Andre Onana going to Trabzonspor, regaining his confidence, getting first team football, raising his transfer value, then going back to United, where United may potentially sell him on in the future, I think is a very, very good move. But we have got the confirmation from Fabrizio Romano. Here we go, Andre Onana, that has been completed. Personal terms agreed, fee agreed, so very good move for Trabzonspor, if you ask me. Now, moving on to the next story, and that is in relation to Chelsea, and that is Santos. Santos, the Brazilian football club that produced Neymar. Neymar came from their academy. Neymar currently plays for Santos as well. And it has been confirmed by a reliable Brazilian journalist that Chelsea, Clear Lake Capital, who are the consortium that obviously own Chelsea, majority of Chelsea, they are very interested in acquiring Santos. Now, to me, it's not surprising. It's not surprising why? Because outside of football, their long-term ambition is to create a multi-club model. I mean, a lot of Chelsea fans already know this. Strasbourg is part of that model. We tried to get Sporting Lisbon. There are still rumours and whispers in relation to that, and we have to wait and see what happens there. But Chelsea looking to acquire different clubs from different nations makes a lot of sense, because you extend your scouting network and you can bring higher quality players, more youth with higher potential and prospects, and you can funnel them into the first team at Chelsea. Santos, again, very well renowned for producing Neymar and other sort of talents as well. So it makes sense that if they were to target a top Brazilian club, Santos would be on that list. Now, at the moment, it's just speculation. It's just interest. They would like to acquire them, but of course, there is a long way to go for that process to be formulated and for that process to be completed. I'm not personally against multi-club models. I know there's a lot of fans that talk about ethics and morals, and it's very immoral. And look, I don't really get involved when it comes to that, specifically when it comes to acquiring multi-club models. For me, I want what's best for Chelsea. And if for me, I think long-term, the multi-club model is going to enable Chelsea to prosper because it funnels high prospect players into Chelsea in the long term. And it's not just Chelsea that does this. Manchester City are well renowned for doing it as well. They have Girona under their book. So a lot of teams, a lot of top teams like your Man Cities, like your Chelseas and Paris Saint-Germain, they have a very wide network of teams, the multi-club model that benefits them in the long term. And unfortunately, if you want to win silverware in the major honours, if that's what it takes to win and for you to compete, then so be it. So that's the rumours at the moment. That's the latest reports. What do you guys think? Leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.